Okay, let me get in here. Oh, sitting down here with you guys. Hey, this is the Dark Patriot with the Dark Patriot Speaks, and just getting into some conversation. It is a Friday night. I forgot my watch. It's a Friday night, and we're just hanging out. Not gonna hold you up too long, and just gonna have some conversation, and hope we have a good conversation starter since it's just me and you, and we'll see what we can get ourselves into, right? Okay. All right. So, just want to get into some conversations about the state of the world and how everything is going and all that fun stuff, and just talk about some things that our boy Trump and everybody's getting themselves into. So far, we're waiting on key some key factors in his cabinet to get confirmed. It is definitely getting held up. It's definitely getting held up. Kash Patel for the FBI is getting held up. We got Miss Tulsi Gabbard's getting held up, and we also have RFK Jr. getting held up. And so it's just hurry up and wait and go through a whole bunch of stuff. Repeat a whole bunch of things from the opposing side as much as they can. When it comes to this aspect of getting the cabinet members in, I have never seen it go on this long before, waiting for a confirmation for the right person that the president has picked for their favor and for the American people's favor. So just don't know if all this is right, and people are making their opinions and all this other stuff and trying to get their opinions to become your opinion, and taking away that masterful skill of thinking for thyself. So that's what we got going on, and that's what we're gonna have to endure for a little bit longer. But in the meantime, we're seeing some incredible things and developments coming out of the world of DOGE. All right, so got Elon and his people, his little guys, his young guys. I call them minions, but I don't mean that as an insult anyway, because the reason why I call them Elon's minions is because they're young and they're in there, and it's a good little handful of them out there getting it done, just like Gru and his minions, figuring things out and coming up with the best solutions for whatever mission they have. And so that's what I see Elon as Gru, and his young men is his as his men. And then again, I don't mean them no disrespect. And the reason why I say I don't mean any disrespect, because of what they are uncovering, which is like, holy cow. Now, there's this one young lady, believe her name is Ella May from TikTok there, and I saw her video, and I saw her video at first, and I did not even click on it, and I just kept passing it up, and then I was like, let me see what's going on here, because it started coming my way again in different type of ways, and I clicked on it, and she said all the right things. She basically said it just perfectly. So what Miss Ella May was stating is that if you see someone stealing from you, and they try to get away, and they got away, but there was somebody who saw it, and they reported it and pointed out the people who were the person or people who were stealing from you, and they pointed it out, who are you going to be mad at? Are you going to be mad at the person who pointed out the death, or the thief? Are you going to be mad at the thief? You're going to be mad at the thief, right? Well, you should. But there's a lot of gaslighting. Ooh, gosh. I mean, the gaslighting that's coming out of this right now, out of this situation, is severe. I mean, severe. And it's ugly, and it's getting uglier. It's getting personal. We're seeing where all of our money is going to. I think for me, I think the funniest was two of them. I'll give you two. Was condoms to Gaza for $50 million. That was weird. Right now, there really isn't isn't a Gaza because it's is leveled by bombs. And then the other one was the DEI opera. And mind you, these are these are missions that they allocated money for with our money, the American people money, our money, nobody else's money, our money, with USA aid or some other governmental agency. It's just so much, guys. It's just like, it's pathetic and it's like crazy. And for anyone to not be upset by what they're doing, you choose to be that way. You choose to want to live in the unknown. You know, it's that see no evil, hear no evil, say no evil situation, isn't it? It's crazy. It's seriously crazy. And as an American, you should be ridiculously upset by it and demanding better right now. Right now. Full send right now. So there's that. So, all right. So let's go into something else. Let's talk about really quick. Let's talk about what's going on with some of Big Dog's statement, Trump's statements. And so what we have heard, and what was it, yesterday or today? It was him saying, I think America should just go ahead and buy Gaza and redevelop it. And how about we just go ahead and see if we can get Egypt and Jordan to take in the Palestinians. And a friend of mine, amazing friend of mine, a client of mine from California when I trained out there, he put me on this just not too long ago. It's still technically within the 5 o'clock range where he sent this to me, and I listened to it while I was going to the meat market and getting what I need for my protein and all that stuff. And he got that in my ear, and I listened to it, and I was like, oh, okay. I can kind of see. All right. Trump, man, that guy. I can 100% see that being a thing. Okay, now let's get into what I'm talking about. So that 100% thing that I can see is, so through time, Jordan and Egypt has said they do not want the Palestinian people there, because one of the situations why they don't want them there is because of the influence and the bullying that the Palestinian people go through. So where I mean with that, so like right now in the parliament, whatever you want to call it, of the Palestinian people, their government officials are pretty much all terrorists. They're terrorists. You know, they put who they want to be in there. And when all this stuff was going down with October 7th, with the horrible events that happened in Israel during the concert and all that stuff, and people getting kidnapped, all this other stuff, once they got into power, a lot of the power was held up by members of Hamas. Hamas will mess you up, man, and they will bully you, and they will get what they want. And so they've taken a lot from these people, from these Palestinian people. So with that said, these people are infused with it. It's infused with it. It's like, for an analogy for me being a trainer, it's like your muscle is infused with fat. It's got fat all through it. It ain't good for you. It's got fat all through the muscle. It ain't good for you. All right. And that fat for the Palestinian people is the Hamas, who has taken over all kinds of aspects of how those people are doing their things, over threats. And they're just trying to do their best, and they have a lot of influence, and might be a lot of built up hostility towards Jewish people and all this other stuff, and getting them riled up or making them be riled up, whatever, however you want to see it. I'm sure that's how it's going down. And so now Jordan and Egypt, with what Trump said, he said, well, I think it might help if Jordan and Egypt go ahead and help us house these lost Palestinians after their land has been demolished. I mean, when you say the people, pretty much the only people that are left are the women and the children. So the men are smoked, and so it's just like Ukraine. The men in Ukraine are smoked, and there's no coming back from that. You got to implant bodies for that to keep the cycle alive, or just hope something pans out with the children as they get older, and you can repopulate your people and have the studies of your people. But from the listening that I got to hear by what my buddy posted in the comments of me stating that we don't need Gaza. I love Trump, but we don't need Gaza. And under there, my buddy put a link to it's not a video. It's just an audio, pretty much. The guy that I was listening to, he laid it down. And that's what made me slow down my thoughts, because I'm thinking to myself, no. If we mess around and do that, you worry about the Jewish people. They're gonna get smoked if they freaking do this move, man. If they make this move, if Trump made this move, the way it sounded, the Jewish people are smoked. There's gonna piss off a lot of bad actors, and the Jewish people are gonna get smoked. A lot of Muslim nations over there are being quiet right now. They're like, I don't want all this. I don't want all this smoke. I don't want this smoke. But if this move was to happen, if Trump was to buy Gaza and displace the Palestinians, and I don't mean to sound bad when I say displace. I mean, he's offered a thing that after listening to this video, I don't think that's what he's getting at. I surely believe that he is trying to get Middle Eastern entities over there to help fit the bill to rebuild Gaza and keep the Palestinians right there. Keep them right there. Keep them right there. And by saying, hey, putting the pressure on them, say, hey, guys, I think you should take some of these guys and, take these Palestinians and take them in. But they're like, no, reason why we don't take them in, Mr. President, speaking on behalf of Egypt and Jordan, the reason why we don't, because we don't trust them. And the reason why we don't necessarily just not trust every single entity of a Palestinian person is what they have been consumed with, which is the fat and the muscle. Palestinians being the muscle and the fat being the unhealthy part for them, which is the bad guys, the terrorists, the Hamas. We can't trust them, and we have such a good lockdown of our people and telling them, hey, live your life, but don't go terrorists on us. Don't do bad things, and we'll be cool. We can't afford what they're saying is we can't afford to take the Palestinians in, especially if we don't trust them and we don't know them. We don't know them. And so we're holding on to those we know. And that's what we want to do. So I'm sorry, we're not going to take them, speaking on behalf of Egypt and Jordan. That's what I feel like. And that's what Trump wants to hear. Because then there we can start talking negotiations. We can start talking about, well, hey, I get it. You don't want them there. Understood. But it'll look good on you if you give us a little bit of help on this reconstruction. You got the money over there. They got the money over there. They can pitch out a little bit. So that's where I feel like this is going, especially after hearing that audio that my buddy sent me. And that's where I'm going with. So I'm digging the pressure. Whew. And there it is. It's all out in the open. I mean, it's going to be what it is anyway. And negotiations are going to happen regardless of me putting this out there or not. And I think that is definitely something that's happening right now. I think negotiations with the people of Egypt, the people of Jordan, all the Middle Eastern nations over there to have themselves established are going to fall into a little bit of a negotiation talk with President Trump and he's going to say, hey, let's put in on this. Let's go ahead and get these Palestinians back into Gaza, keep them there, and then I can go, because he already had it. He already had the peace talks already when he was in the first 4 years, right? Got that settled. Then you got old Biden coming in and messed it all up with whatever was going on. And man, oh man, you know, like I heard today, Trump losing that second term, that straight on second term, I think it was a blessing. I really believe it was a blessing. It was timing. It was a good thing. We know what happened. If you're smart, you know what happened. If you're smart, you're either saying, yeah, I know what happened. Biden won. Yeah, that's what it was. If you are pitching a tent for Biden, you're weird. But I think it was a great thing that it happened, because now Trump had the time to sit back, watch, talk, listen, observe, and there you go. So I think this is a good move, guys. I mean, I told my buddy in the comments, I'm so happy he sent this to me, because it just kind of relaxed my brain, because it was stressing me out. Thinking about us getting involved with something over there. It's like we got our own troubles here right now, especially with everything that's getting uncovered by DOGE. Man, oh man, and man. Okay, we're done with that topic. So, hey, how about these Democrats out there crying right now? It's crazy up there in D.C. It's crazy up there in D.C. They're freaking mad. They big mad with old DOGE, because they're finding some stuff that we shouldn't be doing. They should not be doing with our money. And we gotta know. Y'all gotta know that they're pocketing this dang money. Because like old Andy Frisella said today, which was amazing, he said, you see how they're freaking taking all that money and putting it in places that we'll never go see. We'll never go see if they're doing it. Well, nobody, and if somebody does go, nobody's going to believe it. It's just going to drop off. It ain't happening like that. They might be sending something, but they are not sending all of it. And that came to head again when old Zelensky got on the news. Was like, hey, I'm trying to keep in good faith with old Trump boy here. I'm gonna let y'all know now. They said that they were gonna send us 100 billion, whatever, trillion, some odd dollars. Man, I only got 70 something of it, so I don't know what happened to the other possible 25% of it. I don't know. I only got 75% of it. So that's, y'all gonna have to talk to them. You know what I'm saying? He trying to cover that butt. And so we'll see what happens, man. It's crazy. These guys, that money did not go far. I bet you what? That money did not go far. I mean, just think about it. What's another something that they said they were sending money over rather than what I said earlier? Oh gosh, it was a LGBTQRS letter alphabet people thing that they were gonna send people over there to observe it or something like that. Something like that they said, to observe it. And it took millions of dollars for them just to want to observe it. That money didn't go nowhere. It ain't go nowhere. It got divided amongst their friends. Yeah. This money is divided amongst these friends. These people are uber rich, crazy rich. Some of them crying right now because they need a certain amount of money to secure their legacy within their family, even if they even care about something like that. And it's not necessarily even just that. They want Doge to get shut down, because if they continue, because Doge continues to talk how he talking, we gonna find out who got some of that money. are who got all that money. It's coming out. So that's why the Democrats are yelling and crying and sniffing and snotting and pulling on doors and all, trying to get all that fanfare, get that 15 minutes of fame on the internet, talking about I'm a rebel, and all of them standing on Capitol stairs and stuff like this, hooping and hollering. These clowns are about to burn because everybody we saw on the TV screen up there crying got some money. Got some money, all of them. Hey, the Republicans are being quiet. You know there's some Republicans that mess around with that money. You know there is. But they ain't saying nothing. They're going to shut up. They probably going to work some deals for them damn selves. But these Democrats, they don't want to go to jail. They know that it's possible for them to be going to jail. Especially after they done put all our people up in jail with January 6th BS that was pulled off by them. And helped along by, guess what? USAID. Funding lawyers to freaking prosecute Trump. Ain't that about something? It's something, all right. And, Trump has been doing this thing. He been getting at it. I sure am liking this deportation stuff, getting that all figured out. Make those people do it the right way. Like our homies and brothers and sisters did prior to all this up. Make them do it the right way. It feels better, too. Rather than coming in like they are. Selena Gomez crying on TV. You know, that girl's mama is Italian-American. And then on top of that, her no-good daddy, who is Mexican, freaking knocked mama up and then hit the bricks. She's American. That little girl's American with a nice, beautiful little tan. Over here talking about crying setting up her phone so they can see her cry. She just go on about your business, girl. Stop singing too. You better actor than you are a singer. So it's crazy, man. It's crazy. So yeah, I'm gonna cut it off from here. I think this has been good, guys. This is just another episode of The Dark Patriot Speaks. There you go. All right. I'm glad you hung out with me this long. And, man, I sure do appreciate you. And remember, guys, I'm out of here. Remember, I love you, even if it's not reciprocated. Peace.